The first democracy in the world, the descendants of Alexander the Great, an isolated village. And a god who speaks through a spiritual medium. The secrets of Malana, a veil lifted from the depths of a mysterious world. The village of Malana, nestled in the enchanting Himalayas, sits at a high altitude of about 2,652 meters above sea level in India's Himachal Pradesh state, surrounded by breathtaking beauty. To reach this hidden sanctuary, travelers must endure a long, winding journey, about 21 kilometers from the nearest city, Kullu, climbing steep trails and rugged paths that seem to go on endlessly before finally reaching the village. Tourists endure great hardship to reach this village due to its remote location, which modern transport cannot access.
The only challenge which I felt was like trekking to Malana village from the parking, which is quite a lot. For me, it was around, it took me around an hour to reach over here.
In this distant valley, there lies a rich history that stretches back thousands of years, a way of life deeply bound by its own unique traditions and laws. The beliefs of the Malanese, which often conflict with their economic needs, mean that although they strictly forbid physical contact with outsiders, they are nonetheless forced to rely mainly on tourism, a blessing, yet also a curse for them.
As the head of the village, my job is to take care of all the work here, such as leveling roads and installing solar light. It is my duty to place trash bins in different parts of the village and to raise awareness among tourists to use them instead of throwing garbage anywhere. I use the money that the government provides for this work.
Jamningirishi, regarded as one of the great sages in Hindu mythology, is said to have intervened through his divine oracle, commanding that all guest houses surrounding Malana be closed. According to the legend, his decree allowed the village to welcome visitors only during daylight hours, when the god's blessing was present. This remote village attracts around 12,000 visitors each year.
Tourists can't come and stay over here. It's very hard to find a place over here. Usually tourists come, visit, stay here for like a couple of hours and they go back to their own hotels.
It is well known for its beautiful wooden houses, built in the unique Kathkuni architectural style, which were tragically destroyed in a massive fire back in January 2008. From those ashes, a new Malana emerged, resilient and hopeful. The march of modernity became increasingly evident, with cell towers, electricity and television sets appearing everywhere. Throughout Himachal Pradesh, people will tell you that the residents of this ancient village, known for their deeply rooted customs, avoid even the lightest physical contact with outsiders. They remain cautious and distant, especially when it comes to any direct touch. The children of the village do not hesitate to hug or shake hands. But most of the people here still firmly uphold the rule of no physical contact with foreigners.
What surprised me over here is that you can't touch their holy places, you can't touch the local people over here. And if you're not walking on the path which is already made to walk, they'll literally tell you to move away from that. You can't come closer to their houses as well. You have to pay huge amount as fine or something like that.
सुनो यहाँ मना है कि ऐसा नहीं है किसी जगह में हम भी नहीं जा सकते हैं आप भी नहीं जा सकते हैं.
Touching is forbidden here. This rule, you see, is not only for outsiders. We too have our own rules that forbid touching others. Even the gods have their rules. That is how it is. Everyone can be punished for touching, even the locals. The people of Malana do not marry outsiders. They also have their own language, which is closely related to ritual and traditional religion.
The people of Malana do not marry outsiders. They also have their own language, which is closely tied to their rituals and traditional faiths, deeply rooted in their culture. The people of Malana speak a sacred tongue known as Kanashi, a language never taught to outsiders, whispered only within the village itself. Nowhere else on earth can this language be heard.
The good tongues once spoken here are gone. Now we speak only Dano, the demon's tongue.
This rare language, Kanashi, belongs to the great Sino-Tibetan family. Yet, in the neighboring villages, people speak completely different Indian languages, none of which share any real connection with Kanashi. The current state of the Kanashi language, unfortunately, puts it at an inevitable risk of extinction. It is unwritten, and it has not been scientifically documented at all. The people of Malana are distinguished by their light brown hair and eyes. Their noses are long. Their skin is wheat-coloured. They resemble the inhabitants of the Mediterranean basin more than those who live in Himalayas. Many stories and legends surround this mountain village. One ancient tale tells how soldiers from Alexander the Great's army sought refuge here in 326 BC, wounded after fierce battles with King Porus, ruler of what is now Punjab in India. Their memory still lingers in the myths of Malana. It is said that these soldiers were the ancestors of today's Malana people, warriors who, after fierce battles long ago, chose these mountains as their final refuge. Artifacts found in the village seem to echo that legend. Yet, there is no study which confirms a link to Alexander's army, and many locals simply call it an old tale.
ये जो है जो सिकंदर का जो फौज था ना वहाँ का कोई
It is not true that a man came here. It isn't true that a man named Alexander came here. We are, and have always been, the sons of Jamadagni, Rishi, nothing else.
All that is a lie. There is no lineage of Alexander here. We come from Balkan, Rangri, Lugai, and Shela, and Kulu has its lineage too. It makes no sense for there to be a link to Alexander. In fact, Alexander's descendants also came, but none of them remained as we wiped them out.
The village of Malana is renowned for its judicial and democratic system, marked by its unique and ancient traditions. The members of the village council, 11 in total, gather in the main square and are known as the Jamda. The council members listen patiently to every case brought before them. Disputes are discussed, voices are heard, and the village reaches its verdict by a vote of the majority, an enduring example of the living spirit of democracy that has guided Malana for centuries. This scene reflects the village's adherence to its own laws and its independence from India's formal judicial system. Malana is famous for cultivating a type of cannabis that bears its name, Malana cream, one of the region's main sources of income. Yet this crop brings not only legal challenges but also social consequences. Children and young boys, sadly, have become involved in supplying and selling drugs in Malana.
थोड़ा सुधरेंगे यहाँ पे थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम थी नशे मतलब ऐसे ही
Families that live here believe that people fall into drug addiction at a young age. The village is very small, so education is poor. And only a few of the villagers can read or write. Still, we live a simple life by farming the land, welcoming travelers, sharing stories by the fire, laughing together and finding happiness in the quiet rhythm of our days. Guest houses can be opened, but not inside Malana. I studied until the 10th grade, yet family troubles forced me to stop. According to our culture, we no longer take outside jobs. We follow Rishi's path, growing vegetables, tending apple trees, gathering herbs from the forest. This work is inherited from our ancestors. This is the rhythm of our lives. It keeps us close to our land, to our mountain, and to the silence that protects us, and collecting herbs from the forest. This is how we earn our living.
Here, women work more, and men work less. Women do many tasks like collecting honey and going to the forest to gather herbs.
जंगल में जाके बूटी होता है
People are quite friendly over here, and there's some different culture also over here. What I heard about the culture and everything, that they have their own code, they have their own law. They don't follow what you call Indian constitution. So this place is completely different compared to all over India, kind of, you can say that. Their Pradhan take all the decisions. If there's any fight or anything in between the locals or something among themselves, there's only one person who takes all the decision for them.
The unique democratic system practiced in Malana is considered one of the oldest in the world. It closely resembles the model of ancient Greece. It consists of two councils, a lower and an upper house, where matters are discussed carefully. Final authority always rests with the upper house, which includes 3 respected figures, one serving as the voice of the local deity. The village's oral tradition tells of a sacred figure named Jamadan Girishi. He lived in this mountain village centuries ago, known for his wisdom and deep contemplation. He is believed to have helped establish the laws and customs that the people of Malana have followed through the ages.
ऋषि आया ना इधर जमदंग ने ऋषि आ गया तो इस करके इधर तपस्या की है इन्होंने दानु का राज था हाँ दानु ने हार माना.
When Rishi Jamadagni came here and meditated in this place, Danu ruled this region. Danu agreed to hand the village over to Jamadagni. In Hindi, we call him Jamadagni. We call him Jamlu. 2 brothers first came and ruled here. After that, their number grew to 100 people. And now, there are many.
बात पे और भी आते 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 तब इधर पूरा गाँव बस गया. यहाँ का कल्चर अलग ही है.
The story of Jamdan Girishi forms an inseparable part of Malana's rich cultural heritage. New generations are constantly reminded of the importance of wisdom and a deep reverence for history and tradition. This divine figure truly symbolizes a guiding spirit within Malana's unique system of governance. This political framework indeed has raised many questions among researchers and visitors alike, who often struggle to understand how such an advanced form of governance can exist in this remote yet peculiar village.
Janamji Rishi, he worshipped Shivji for a long time, and Shivji came and gave Vardhan to Rishiji to stay here or something like that. It was there. That drew my attention. And if you can see, there's behind there's a railing which ground is there. So they said that Rishiji used to worship over here. Over here only Shivji gave him darshan and gave him the Vardhan to stay over here and all that. There's some festival today for which I came. So let's see festival, how does it goes. It should start in the evening and it will go on for next 2-3 days. They dance and all that, and they do prayers and all that.
The young women adorn themselves with bright clothes and jewellery as they prepare for Fagley, the joyful festival celebrated across Himachal Pradesh. It marks the end of winter's chill and the warm, colourful arrival of spring. It is an important and colourful celebration of music and traditional dance that unites the community.
This celebration is held at the end of winter and the beginning of summer. Now we can plant the seeds in the fields. We will start by planting potatoes, kidney beans and other things.
Girls will come from all the villages wearing their best dresses. And there will be dances in many places, and everyone will visit each other's homes to eat together.
It is our tradition to celebrate after the snowfall that lasts for 6 months. The snow isolates our village completely, as there is no way out during the winter. When the spring arrives, the place becomes filled with joy. Everyone sings, the snow has melted, and people dance through the night and into the morning. This is the reason for our happiness. I guess the village has to take care of their things. There are lots of garbage on the entrance of the village, and there are lots of stuff is scattered over here and there. So I guess it can get much better. They can clean it properly.
नहीं हमसे तो कोई परेशानी नहीं है फिर भी है जरूर परेशानी
We have no problem with tourists. The only problem we face with them is that when they come here, they throw litter on the road like chocolate wrappers, biscuits, and empty bottles.
This enchanting village has absorbed the essence of the Himalayas that surround it, its roots intertwined with the ancient heritage of its people. Despite warnings against foreigners and the strict rule of no physical contact, the village radiates warmth. It remains a mysterious haven for many adventure seekers. Yet one wonders, could the villagers' joy in welcoming tourists ultimately become the very cause of their village's ruin?
बस यहाँ पे फ्यूचर यही है अब फ्यूचर तो अब पहाड़ ही है ये फ्यूचर सब
These mountains are our future, because in the days to come they will remain beautiful. The world below us is not so good. Tourism is not welcomed here. What can we do? We are the sons of the wise, and it is our duty to carry on the work of the sages.
बस अपना खाते जीते बस यही है